Once upon a time, there was a boy whose greatest dream was to have a rocket and shoot it to the moon, but he had so little money that he couldn't buy one. One day, he discovered the box of one of his favorite rockets on the sidewalk, but when he opened it, he discovered that it only contained a small, broken paper rocket. The boy was very sad, but thinking he finally had a rocket, he began to prepare a stage to launch it. For many days, he collected papers of all shapes and colors and devoted himself wholeheartedly to drawing, cutting, gluing, and coloring all the stars and planets to create a paper space. It was extremely difficult work, but the end result was so magnificent that the wall of his room looked like a window open to outer space. From then on, the boy enjoyed playing with his paper rocket every day until a classmate visited his room and suggested trading it for a real rocket. This almost drove him crazy with joy, and he gladly accepted the exchange. From then on, every day, as he played with his new rocket, the boy missed his paper rocket with its scenery and planets because he actually enjoyed playing with his old rocket much more. Then he realized that he felt much better when he played with those toys he had built himself with effort and enthusiasm. And so, the boy began to build all his own toys, and when he grew up, he became the best toy maker in the world. Once upon a time, in a cheerful little village nestled between two emerald hills, there stood a tree unlike any other. This was the dream tree, a wise old oak that towered above all other trees in the forest. Every year, as spring turned into summer, the villagers would gather around the dream tree for a special tradition. They'd hang their dreams on its branches. You see, the dream tree had magical powers that could make the wildest dreams come true. The village kids loved this tradition the most. They would gather their favorite stories, drawings, and wishes written on tiny pieces of parchment, and with great care, hang them from the tree's slender branches. In this village lived a curious little girl named Lily. Lily was known for her insatiable curiosity and a heart full of wonder. She had the most extraordinary dream of becoming a magical bird so she could soar high and explore the skies. She confided her wish to her best friend, a clever squirrel named Nutty, who chattered enthusiastically about this plan. "Lily, you should hang this beautiful dream on the dream tree," Nutty chirped, his bushy tail twitching with excitement. "Do you think the dream tree will really make it come true?" Lily asked, her big eyes shimmering with hope. "Oh, it will. It always does something special for those who really believe," Nutty assured her. So, with her dream scribbled onto a small, colorful parchment, Lily made her way to the dream tree. The early morning sun cast a golden glow around the tree, making it appear even more magical. Lily tied her dream alongside others, her heart fluttering with anticipation. Weeks went by, and Lily would visit the dream tree every day, watching for any sign of magic. As the season progressed and summer's warmth turned into the crisp chill of autumn, she began to feel a gentle fluttering sensation deep within her heart. One bright morning, as the first leaves began to change color, Lily awoke to a remarkable transformation. Her arms felt lighter, her senses more acute. She looked into the mirror to find soft, glistening feathers where her arms used to be. With a mix of awe and joy, she realized her dream had finally come true. She had transformed into a beautiful bird. With a joyous chirp, Lily soared out of her window into the vast sky. She flew over the emerald hills and playful village, her heart brimming with the joy of freedom and adventure. Nutty watched from below, delighted to see his dear friend embrace the skies. The dream tree stood strong and wise as always, its branches now bare of dreams, but full of blessings. And so, legend grew within the village, whispering to each new generation that the dream tree, with its miraculous powers, would turn honest dreams into wondrous journeys as long as one believed wholeheartedly. And Lily, well, she continued to soar high, exploring lands near and far, her story inspiring others to dream magical dreams that would one day touch the stars. Once upon a time in the heart of the Whispering Woods, there lived a little frog named Flip. Flip was known for his big, curious eyes and his ever-jumping antics. He loved to hop around and explore every nook and cranny of the woods. But more than anything, Flip was fascinated by the Lake of Mysteries, a shimmering body of water that lay deep within the woods. Legends spoke of the Lake of Mysteries having magical properties. Some said it could grant wishes, while others believed it was home to enchanting creatures. Despite the tales, no creature from the woods had dared to explore it, as a fear of the unknown kept them away. One sunny morning, Flip decided that he would solve the mysteries of the lake. With a courageous leap, he declared to his forest friends, "Today is the day I visit the Lake of Mysteries." His friends, a wise old turtle named Torto, a cheerful squirrel named Squeaky, and a hummingbird called Whistle, were both worried and curious. Torto, with his gentle wisdom, advised, "Be careful, Flip. Remember, not everything is what it seems." Off Flip went, his heart pounding with excitement and a tiny bit of fear. He hopped along the path that wound deeper and deeper into the woods. Each step, or hop, brought him closer to the shimmering lake. As he neared the lake, the air seemed to buzz with a strange but melodious hum. The lake's surface glistened like a sheet of diamonds under the sun's gentle rays. Flip sat at the water's edge, and with a breath of determination, he said softly, "Here I am." Suddenly, the waters started to ripple and glowed with a pale blue light. From the midst of the lake, a figure emerged, a lovely water sprite named Lila, with eyes that sparkled like stars. "Welcome, brave little frog," she said with a voice as gentle as the water. Once upon a time, in a cozy little village, there was a curious dog named Benny. Benny was not like any other dog in the village. He had a peculiar interest in the human world. While his fellow canine friends were busy chasing their tails and fetching sticks, Benny spent his time observing humans, especially when they danced. Benny lived with a kind family in a cottage nestled near a vibrant park. Every weekend, the park hosted dance events where people twirled, spun, and moved in the most magical ways. Benny would watch, his eyes wide with wonder and his tail wagging with excitement. He wished more than anything to join in the fun and dance along. One sunny Saturday morning, as the music floated through the air, Benny made up his mind. He was finally going to learn how to dance. But there was a little problem. Benny didn't know where to start. His first stop was Miss Lily, a graceful cat that lived next door. "Miss Lily, how do I dance like the humans?" Benny asked. Miss Lily, being a cat with a flair for drama, purred and said, "Oh, darling Benny, dancing is all about grace and poise. Watch how I leap and twirl." She demonstrated with a few elegant swishes of her tail. Benny tried to mimic her, but he ended up in a tumble of paws and ears. "Oh dear," he chuckled, "I don't think cat dancing is for me." Next, Benny trotted over to Mr. Hopper, the rabbit, who was known for his lively moves. "Mr. Hopper, can you teach me how to dance?" Benny inquired. Mr. Hopper wiggled his ears and thumped his feet enthusiastically. "It's all about the rhythm, Benny. Follow my lead. Hop, hop, hop." Benny gave it a shot. He hopped and wobbled, but soon found himself rolling on the ground in fits of laughter. "Thank you, Mr. Hopper," Benny said, giggling, "but I need something different." Feeling a tad discouraged, Benny lay down for a nap under his favorite tree, dreaming of dancing. In his dreams, he was leaping and twirling effortlessly among the stars. When he woke up, Benny had an idea. Benny decided to create his own dance, the Benny Boogie. He would combine a bit of everything he learned. Benny practiced shaking his tail, spinning in circles, and hopping to the beat of his own drum. He even added a few playful rolls and flips. The next weekend, a dance party was held in the park as usual. Determined to show everyone what he had learned, Benny joined the dancers. He wiggled and spun with joy, wagging his tail to the rhythm. To everyone's surprise, Benny's dance was a big hit. The other pets in the village were so impressed that they asked Benny to teach them the Benny Boogie. Benny was overjoyed to share his unique style, and soon, the park was full of animals twirling, flipping, and laughing. Benny had finally fulfilled his dream, teaching everyone that dancing isn't just about perfect moves, but about having fun and expressing oneself. And from that day on, Benny the dancing dog was known as the happiest pup in the village, forever inspiring others to follow their dreams. Once upon a time, in the lush green lands far, far away, there lived a little dinosaur named Dino. Dino was not like the other dinosaurs because he had small wings and colorful scales that shimmered like a rainbow under the sun. Although Dino couldn't fly, he loved to flap his wings and pretended he could soar through the sky. Dino was a curious and adventurous young dinosaur. Every day, he would explore the forest, discovering new leaves to munch on and meeting new friends along the way. Dino's best friend was a cheeky little squirrel named Nutty, who had the brightest bushy tail and a knack for getting into mischief. One sunny morning, Dino and Nutty decided to embark on their greatest adventure yet, to find the legendary Crystal Cave. According to the tales whispered by their elders, the Crystal Cave was hidden deep within the mountains and filled with sparkling crystals of all colors. It was said that whoever visited the cave would be granted wisdom, courage, and happiness. With their minds set on the adventure, Dino and Nutty journeyed through the thick forest, crossed bubbling streams, and climbed rocky hills. Along the way, they encountered many challenges. They had to tiptoe past a snoring giant sloth, solve a tricky puzzle left by the wise old owl, and carefully cross a rickety bridge over a deep ravine. Despite the challenges, Dino and Nutty never lost heart. Their friendship and determination saw them through each obstacle. After a long adventure, they finally came across a sparkling entrance to the mountainside, the entrance to the Crystal Cave. Inside the cave, Dino and Nutty were awestruck by the dazzling sight. The walls were lined with shimmering crystals, glowing in every color imaginable. They danced among the lights, their laughter echoing like music in the enchanting cave. It was then that Dino and Nutty found 3 special crystals lying on the cave floor. Dino picked up a glowing blue crystal, feeling a sense of bravery welling up inside him. Nutty chose a radiant green crystal, and a wave of happiness filled his little heart. They both smiled as they realized the stories were true. The crystals had indeed given them courage and joy. With their newfound feelings, Dino and Nutty journeyed home, eager to share their story and adventures with the other forest friends. Their tale of discovery and friendship soon became legendary among all the creatures of the forest. And from that day on, Dino and Nutty knew that, together, they could overcome anything, and that the real treasure was the friendship they shared. Once upon a time, in the vast blue ocean, there was a magical whale named Luna. Luna was special, not just because of her shimmering silvery blue skin that glistened under the sun, resembling moonlight reflecting off the water, but because Luna had a remarkable gift. She could sing like no other whale. Luna's songs were said to be the most beautiful melodies anyone had ever heard. Her voice flowed through the waters and danced across the waves, reaching the ears of many sea creatures far and wide. Dolphins would leap in joyous acrobatics, turtles would sway gently in the rhythm, and even the fish would follow her tune, swimming in synchronized harmony. One day, as Luna wandered the ocean, she heard a curious tale from an old wise octopus. "Did you know," said the octopus with a twinkle in his eye, "that the moon has a secret longing? The moon dreams of hearing a whale's song. But alas, it never can, since the moon drifts high above the sea." This tale filled Luna with a sense of wonder and adventure. Oh, how she wished to share her music with the moon. Luna thought about it day and night until finally, she came up with a plan. "I will leap as high as I can," she decided, "and sing my biggest, most beautiful song ever." So, Luna swam to where the ocean met the sky and took a deep breath. She felt the sea's embrace as she gathered all her might. With a powerful twist of her tail, Luna launched herself out of the water. Up and up she soared, until for a moment that felt like magic, she was flying in the night air. As Luna hung suspended between the earth and sky, she began her song. The sound flowed more magnificently than ever before. Her melody carried an echo of the ocean and reached out toward the glowing moon. The notes were filled with love, hope, and the spirit of adventure. The moon, bathing in Luna's shimmering song, glowed a little brighter that night. Although no one could see it, the moon smiled, for it finally heard the beautiful song it had always longed for. Luna returned to the ocean with a splash, happy and content, knowing that her song had traveled beyond the waves to touch the stars. From that day on, Luna sang with even greater joy, for she knew that her music wasn't only for the creatures of the sea, but for the moon as well. And every night, when the moon shone the brightest, it was listening to Luna's enchanting song, a secret shared between the sea and the sky. And so, the legend of Luna, the whale who sang to the moon, was passed down through generations of ocean travelers, reminding all who heard it of the power of dreams and the magic of music shared across worlds.